Hi everybody, this is a mono-white artifact-based deck that wants to get out our giant artifacts over here and also play some Phyrexian Vindicator to punish anybody who feels like playing red. Now let's go through it a little bit and see how it works. We've got 4 laydown arms on the low end because we got loads of planes in here and it's very effective exile removal for us. We're running 4 Reckoner Bankbuster and then 3 Ossification to round out the 2-drop slot and give us some more direct removal. Then in the 3 drops, of course, we're running Restoration of Eiganjo, great for finding that extra land, and you can even ramp a little bit if you just discard a spare planes and just put it directly into play. You can kind of cheat yourself ahead by 1 turn a little bit. And then we've got 3 Thran Spider. Now, in the decks I've been seeing, not a lot of opponents can really put these Power Stones to good use, so it's not as much of a liability as when Brothers War first came out. We can get our mana up pretty high with these Power Stones, and so the Thran Spider ability, where we get to look at the top 4 and pick out an artifact, actually can come into play and give us some extra reach as the games kind of stretch out. Over here in the 4 drops, we're running 3 Static Net, some great catch-all removal that also ramps us and gives us a Power Stone, so this is really nice in here. 1 copy of the new Elesh Norn. We can flip over to the Argent Etchings if we get enough tokens going on. Running 2 Wandering Emperor because we all know how great she is, and then 2 Phyrexian Vindicator. We've got enough white that we can usually play this on time, or at least pretty close to it, like maybe turn 5. The way the shuffler's been working out, it's been giving me some of these colorless lands over here very often, like suspiciously often. But you can kind of filter your mana through there if you've got Power Stones going on, so it's okay. Doing 3 Mightstone and Weakstone. This was originally 4 copies, but I swapped one out for an extra land just because we were running at like 23 lands before, and it was just a little uncomfortable given all this large stuff we want to be casting on time. And really, our true defenses come into play once we get to 3 or 4, so you gotta reliably at least get to there. Up here on the top, we got 2 Eternal Wanderer, great as a board wipe and some flexible stuff. Can also exile our own portal to Phyrexia once it's in play, and it comes back in, makes the opponent sack 3 more creatures, so that's kind of fun. Running 3 Cityscape Leveler to remove our opponent's permanents, and then attack for the win. And of course, Portal itself can reanimate some juicy stuff out of everybody's graveyard once it gets going. Let's go see some games with this deck on the Ranked Standard ladder. I'll be with you for some commentary, of course, but as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Okay, well, we've got some Ossification for the early turns. At least we can aim for this Mightstone and Weakstone. Opponent's starting off strong with a Swift Spear, so we're going to need a little more, a little faster. Trying out Hall of Tagsin in here to try to create some spare Power Stones. We'll see if we actually get around to using that. Alright, opponent's on blue and red, so this is going to be a little more interesting than your standard mono-red game. I think in that respect, we're going to ossify here. Instead of the Swift Spear, we're now going to target the Ledger Shredder. Both kind of grow the more spells our opponent casts, but only one lets them see more. Of course, they've got the backup Ledger Shredder for us, no problem. Alright then, turn 3, I'm going to drop this Hall and go for Thran Spider. Hopefully our opponent can't make use of this Power Stone. Alright, they start off with a Reckless Impulse. We're seeing Electrostatic Infantry and a spare land. Alright, opponent attacks. No blocks here. Yeah, okay, they've got to play with fire. Kind of want to hold on to our Spider for just a little bit longer. And they put one on the bottom. Okay. We drop down to 10. Thanks to this Power Stone, though, we are now at 5 mana. Let's go for the Mightstone and Weakstone. Let's use that to remove this Ledger Shredder from play. No attacks from us as we want to block this Swift Spear. Opponent follows up with Electrostatic Infantry. We'll see if they want to attack. They do. Well, you know, this time it's fine, even if you got something for us. They consider they're going to need one more thing to take care of this Spider. Nope, just bounces off. Might have been trying to bluff us there. That is fine. So counter goes on the infantry. We draw Eternal Wanderer. And wow, we can cast this Leveler already. Let's do that. Going to target the Electrostatic Infantry. Gives them another Power Stone, but as we've seen so far, they can't really use that. We're going to attack with the Spider too, now that we have this gigantic blocker. Opponent's got another infantry. And just passes it on back. Alright. Let's go attacking. We'll do just the infantry, or just the leveler, excuse me, this time. Target the infantry, give them another power stone. And no blocks. They drop down to 10. Let's do Mycosynth Gardens mana, Hall of Tagsin mana, and do Restoration. And opponents had enough. Good game. Alright. A lot of big stuff in hand. Okay. I was going to say, Bankbuster can sometimes get you out of that situation. Let's see what we can find. Bankbuster comes down for us. Pass it on back to the opponent here. Multiple colors of mana represented in those lands. We're going to just pass it on back as we play our third plains. Looking to draw with Bankbuster this turn. Opponent with land number 4 and nothing to do. Let's draw. Could be sitting on some counter spells. Let's test the waters a little bit with this Restoration. Alright, Restoration gets through, but then again, it's not that threatening, so they could be holding on for bigger things. Opponent up to 5 lands. Cruelty of Gix. Where are you starting? Discard. Alright, well, let's say goodbye to the Eternal Wanderer for now. Let's bring a Plains back with Restoration and play a second Bankbuster. Just keep drawing our way into our top-end threats. Cruelty here, going to allow them to go tutoring. See if they run any artifact removal or what they went for there. Opponent's got Shieldred here. Oh, we probably should have drawn in response to that. That's okay, never mind. Still at a decently high life total. We're going to flip over Restoration here. 7 mana for us, a little ways off from these levelers and this portal, both of which the opponent knows about. Alright, they've got Go for the Throat for our Restoration flip side. Nothing to reanimate with Cruelty, though. Alright, we draw. Let's go for Leveler. Cast trigger happens. We'll target Shieldred. They've got Make Disappear for the Leveler, but the cast trigger still happens. It is not an Enters the Battlefield ability. They've got a Kyrie the Swirling Sky. One of my favorite dragons from the new Kamigawa. So they've got just a Shieldred down there. Let's do Portal to Phyrexia. Make him sacrifice the dragon. And then we'll see if we can't get one of those back for ourselves next turn. They opt to mill themselves. And they get back Invoke Despair. Well, Portal and Enchantment, so not going to be much help there. Opponent's got a Katose the Silent Spider. Grabs our Leveler out of the grave. And our remaining 2 from our hand and our deck. Passes it back. Let's get Shieldred with Portal. Okay, well, that's decent. We draw Lay Down Arms. Well, we had Portal anyway. Let's go Portal instead. Opponent has some nice things down there, especially since they opted to mill. We could find something else. And let's crew up the Bankbuster with Shieldred. Go attacking for 4, bringing them to 15. Shieldred trigger knocks them down to 13. Now, I know they've got the Invoke Despair for this, but we can just bring it back again with our Portal. They go for Breach of the Multiverse instead. Let's see what they get here. Yeah, they pluck out our Eternal Wanderer. That's a good bargain for them, and the Phyrexian Flesh Gorger. So they were able to exile and then get back their Shieldred. We're going to take Kyrie and Hidetsugu here. Static Net is at least removal. Yep, we're paying the price with those Hidetsugu draw triggers. Shieldred dings us for 6 there, but it's pretty much worth it. We need to respond to this board now. All right, let's go Static Net. Targeting our Wanderer. We get a Power Stone, which is lovely. We're going to do Lay Down Arms on Sheoldred, so at least mitigate that form of damage. We've got an Eiganjo left in hand, but yeah, we're going to just try to block this Flesh Gorger. Opponent's got an Invasion of Amonkhet. Hard to tell with these decks that play Invasion. Are they mill-focused, or are they Breach and Reanimation-focused? I've seen versions that go kind of one way or another. But you do almost end up incidentally milling people with that sometimes. All right, in response to this go for the throat, we crewed up Bankbuster. Say goodbye to our Phyrexian Obliterator as they go to try to attack this invasion. We're still going to double block here. And on the way out the door, let's draw with Bankbuster. We get a Plains. Pass it over. Okay, opponent gains 7. They only kill one of our things. We will draw with Bankbuster. Bankbuster party over here. All right, Portal happens. Let's get Katose. And we've got another trigger. Let's do Kyrie. And I would really like to get that Invoke Despair out of their hand. So let's take one out of the grave. And then let's take a look here. Opponent looking pretty standard blue-black control. All right, we've got some Invoke Despair. Let's play a land here. Let's Invoke Despair. Nothing like casting that in a mono-white deck. We get nothing but lands. All right. Let's go attacking. I think I want to draw with this Bankbuster, so we'll leave that back for now. And let's see. Yep, we can do that. We'll follow up with Elesh Norn. We've got Power Stones and a Plains to draw with the Buster. Opponent's got Go for the Throat for Elesh Norn. Fair enough. We're threatening lethal here, so opponent going digging. Just some Make Disappears left in that hand. Dismal Backwater gives him 1 life, but that may not be enough. And yep, scoops it up. Good game. Alrighty, this looks passable. We've got some lands and some things to do. Usually true in a game of Magic, I know. Just bear with me a little bit. We're going to play Plains number 2, looking for Restoration of Eiganjo. Let's go Restoring. Grab Plains out of the deck here. Opponent looks to be on Rakdos for now. Could be Grixis. Been seeing a resurgence of Grixis lately, the kind that runs Corpse Appraiser. Opponent's got a Bankbuster. Yeah, let's discard Eiganjo, get a little pseudo-ramp going, and play this 4th land. Threaten the Eternal Wanderer here next turn. Opponent draws with Bankbuster. Could be looking for a land. Yeah, yeah, must be what happened. All right, good game. A little slow. If we can make it to turn 4, we can start off with the Wanderer and Elesh, but let's see what we can find in the meantime. Not as much punishment keeping a slow hand on the play here. And let's lay down arms on Skrelv now before it can grant protection to some of these other things that our opponent might be playing. A second green-white land. Alright, so this is likely to be a toxic deck of some variety. We'll play land number 3. Definitely going to ossify this creature. Pass it on back. Opponent, land number 3. Another copy of Skrelv. And then Skrelv's Hive to go with it. He brought his home with him. That was very kind. Let's see. Let's try Elesh Norn here. Opponent follows up with a Crawling Chorus. And another Skrelv's Hive. We are going to see some Might tokens this game. No attacks for our opponent. They pass it on back. Choice between the Thran Spider and keeping up the Wandering Emperor. I think it's the Spider here. We do have a portal in hand that we are trying to build towards. Gives our opponent a Power Stone. But their curve is pretty low so far, so maybe they won't be able to use it. Elesh has Vigilance. That Might can't block, so I think she's safe to get in here. Drop our opponent down to 19. 2 Mights pop out of these hives. An opponent with a Jawbone Duelist. A creature more likely to finish us with its double striking and getting some extra counters than with actual toxic damage, though you never know. We pick up a Static Net here. Let's do Static Net. It is going to ramp us, which is exactly what we want. And let's aim for Skrelv, since Skrelv can't target himself, I think. Okay, they've got a Tameo safekeeping for it anyway. No worries, we still get a Power Stone, so all was not in vain. Let's keep Elesh. Yeah, let's send him in. Mites can't block. There's not enough on board to kill it. That may be one of the last attacks we get with that, depending on if they play any more creature cards. Up to 5 Might tokens over there. Board is getting a little wide. Really would like this 6th land for an Eternal Wanderer to kind of clean this up a little bit. Let's play our Bankbuster. I think we just pass. Let's see, that's just a toxic creature. Toxic 2. Yeah, let's give it on back to the opponent here. Alright, Skrelv giving some protection to the Jawbone Duelist. Alright, so the Duelist can't be blocked by white things. They are sending in 5 Mites to go along with the Duelist. Well, I mean, we can block with the Spider. That's not white. And Elesh can block one of those Mites. Let's do that. Opponent's got Complete Devotion. So pumps up the Duelist a little bit. Well, Elesh Norn triggers since you've damaged one of our things. They use the Power Stone to pay for it, so now they're out of mana. Well, can you pay for a few more triggers? Wow, good game. All right, this actually looks like a pretty good opener for this deck. You can see we've got Bankbuster on turn 2, then option for Restoration or Thran Spider on turn 3, possibly even 4. Really nice ramp for us. Okay, opponent on Esper colors. Let's start with Restoration. Pull the planes out, make our draws just ever so slightly better. Opponent goes Deserted Beach. Passing it on back, perhaps? No, they've got a Kaido Shizuki. Not much we've got to address that in hand right now. They make a ninja and phase it out. Let's discard a plains for some quasi-ramp there. And lay down arms on the ninja. We'll at least slow down the card draw for now. Thran Spider. Start building our board up, trying to get to some of our bigger draws. Kaido Shizuki is going to draw a card and discard. Passes it on back, though. Our Restoration flips over. Let's crew up Bankbuster using the Restoration, and we're going to send both over at Kaido in case they've got some removal. And they don't. They just went right through. Let's try then for... Ooh, Mightstone and Weakstone. I love it when that just happens versus a deck playing blue. We're going to draw there. And... yeah, I guess we can do another spider with this Mightstone. Sure thing. All right. Well, we are pretty much in business here. Up to Leveler mana. Could go Vindicator. Opponent's got a Teferi Temporal Pilgrim.
Sake of the future,
Teferi a little vulnerable. We do have a good number of creatures on the board. They opt for the token.
I've got eyes everywhere.
Let's see how we want to do this. Let's lay down arms on the token. Go to attacks. We will send Spider over at Teferi. The remaining 2 at the opponent. Create a token. All right, Teferi down. Let's follow up with a Phyrexian Vindicator. Not the biggest threat against our opponent's deck, admittedly, but it's got some good stats and is flying. All right, opponent holding on to a cut down, so they're going to use that on our Spirit token. Wonder if this is a Super Friends style list where they play mostly Planeswalkers. Could be. All right, Bankbuster finds us Ossification. We draw another land. Yeah, let's go to attacks. Any responses from our opponent? Surprised we haven't seen the Wanderer yet. Is it time? No, cut down. All right, that deals with a token. We get a nice attack in, drop our opponent to 9. Opponent's got another land, 3 cards left in hand. Ah, Eternal Wanderer. All right, so they're going to do sort of the board wipe mode. I bet we're left with a Thran Spider here. At any rate, let's use the Spider. And we see nothing but Bankbuster, so we'll take that. Let's resolve that ability.
You live because I
Yep,
am
Thran Spider, probably the weakest of our remaining creatures. Although, we could start pulling stuff out of the top of our deck with all the Power Stone mana we've got going on here. No shortage of lands for us. All right, we're playing a Plains. Let's cast Leveler, targeting Eternal Wanderer. And we will attack with the Bankbuster, crewing it up with the Leveler. So we're at least able to push in 6 damage here, drop our opponent down to 3. Might as well play backup Bankbuster, but the other benefit of having the Leveler down is we can unearth it for some hasty damage. Ooh, opponent's got Big Kaya.
I can't stand by when evil threatens the multiverse.
Okay, that's good. They're exiling our Leveler, so they get a token version for themselves. Let's see here. Is there any way we can do this? Let's draw with Bankbuster. We are like 1 shy of doing this. All right, Ossification. Let's exile the creature token. I was going to say we can crew up Bankbuster, but opponent saw it too. Good game. Oh, this hand. We got to try. It's so close to being good. Great. 3rd land saves the day. We're ready to go right up the chain of Ossification into double Thran Spider, working our way into maybe an early Phyrexian portal. Maybe 2 Phyrexian portals with that draw. Let's see if we can't land a Spider. We do. Likely no make disappears in our opponent's hand there. Nope, Fading Hope instead. Does a little scry, keeps something on the top. All right, well, we're really getting a chance to see how Thran Spider helps this deck out this game. Got a couple of copies left for the future. Opponent plays Impulse. We're trying to help your situation, opponent. We just gave you 2 Power Stones. Witness protection. Legitimate business person, Thran Spider on the board. Well, let's attack for 1 then. We'll do another spider. And might as well do another spider. No sense in keeping the Wanderer up here. Auto pay, just really wanting to keep the Mycosynth Gardens untapped. Alright, opponent finally finds a creature. If this is a heroic deck, then they might have mistakenly kept a hand without the Drake in it. Homestead Courage, that's going to draw them a card, make the Drake bigger. Well, let's go Portal to Phyrexia, Phyrexian Portal, an entirely different thing. Make them sack the Drake, and get in some good attacks here, bring them down to 14. Opponent just passes it on back. Well, let's help ourselves to that Drake. Good game. Oh, this is very tempting as well. The temptation of M. Bacons with Phyrexian Vindicators. Just need some more planes. We'll be good to go. Opponent starting off here looking a little toxic. Got a crawling chorus for us. Let's do lay down arms on the chorus. Prevent the death trigger from happening. Alright, so these are colorless producing lands, so we're going to need more mana, or at least some power stones, to kind of filter the mana through and turn it white. Gift of Completion. Huh. So this could be black and white Phyrexians, not just toxic. What do you got for us? All right, what is this? Attentive Sky Warden, huh? Okay. Interesting. Well, happy for our opponent to keep playing creatures to the board here. We're eventually going to do a portal, but we've got to get the mana to get there. Elesh Norn, though, could present some problems. They decide to flip over the incubated token. Alright, actually this is decent. So we draw planes, we can filter the remaining mana through the Hall of Tagsin here, so we're just fine. We're going to play Phyrexian Vindicator. Phyrexian Awakening. Going to do a little incubating. Gives creatures vigilance. That's going to be painful for us. No attacks, though. Alright, so the threat of the Vindicator taking out their creatures is at least working for now. Usually those colors have some nice direct removal that gets around the Vindicator's indestructibility. So we're going to exile Elesh Norn with a lay down arms. Do we attack? No, let's just play another Vindicator. Hang back for just a second. Okay, opponent's got Perfection. Incubates again. Is going to pump up Phyrexians. And nope. Opponent must not be able to deal with the Vindicators. Good game. This is an easy keep. Lots of white sources of mana. Early removal and a Bankbuster. That means we can go early Vindicator or possibly all of the above. Let's get our Bankbuster down. Opponent starting off with just a forest. We'll see if this is mono green or some other flavor. Red green. Opponent with a Fuseling here. Let's play Eiganjo Castle. We're gonna... Yeah, let's draw with the Bankbuster. And lay down arms on the Fuseling before it gets any bigger. Trying to draw into our fourth white source. Werbrask's Forge. Okay. Well, gonna want to deal with that soon. There we go. There we go. Fourth white source is here. Phyrexian Vindicator online. Rather than crew up the Bankbuster, we're going to try to keep it back because these colors often don't have a way to deal with it. Good game.